Throughout history, there have been many important men and women who fought for our country and protected its people. Let me tell you my own story. My name is Sybil Ludington, and when I was only 16 years old, I took a midnight ride to rival the importance of Paul Revere himself. Sadly, my journey for freedom has been overlooked for a long time until recent years, earning me the nickname the female Paul Revere instead of my own title. I am the eldest of 12 children, born April 5th, 1761 in Fredericksburg, New York. My mother cared for me and my siblings, while my father, Colonel Henry Ludington, served in the British military until the Revolution. My father had served in the French and Indian War and took part in the Battle of Lake George in 1755. I looked up to him greatly as a father and a patriot. On April 26, 1777, a rider came to my home just off the coast of the Long Island Sound, informing my father that the town of Danbury, Connecticut had been attacked by British troops and burnt to the ground. My father knew what needed to be done: retaliation. However, my father's troops had disbanded already for the season and had scattered across the region, far too spread apart for them to be easily alerted. When I heard the troubling news, I immediately hopped on my horse, grabbed my lantern, and rode off to warn my father's men. Legends say I rode 40 miles that night, almost triple the length of Paul Revere's midnight ride. It was dark, rainy, and heavily forested, and I risked capture by the British, but I had my courage and my knowledge on my side. As I rode, warning men to gather and meet my father to defend our land against British forces, my call is forever recorded as a high-pitched feminine halloo in the poem in 1940. The poem recounts my alleged call to the men that night, saying, "Up, up there, soldier, you're needed, come, the British are marching," and then the drum of her horse's feet as she rode apace to bring more men to the meeting place. By the time I arrived home early in the morning, many of my father's men had heeded my call and rushed to join the preparation for the fight. While the men were not able to protect Danbury from an attack, my father led them to victory against the British forces and protected our land. My story became local legend quickly. However, this tale of my bravery and patriotism had been lost to the winds of time. That is, until the colonial revival, when a book was published about my ride. Hotly contested, many claims have been made about my story, some saying it's fake, and others going as far as to say I never even existed. But that last part is not true. I was, in fact, a real young woman. I died February 6th, 1839 in Unadilla, New York, at the age of 78, where I had lived with my husband and son. In the end, despite many debates about who I am and what I accomplished, it can be said for certain that I was a living, breathing citizen of revolutionary America. Even if I did not take my fabled midnight ride, I was still surrounded by heroic men I knew and loved, and I still hold the title of the female Paul Revere. It's amazing to think that 250 years later, people still know my name. Now the question remains, did I truly have my midnight ride for freedom? We may never know, but one thing is for certain. My story is one of encouragement and patriotism, demonstrating that even the little folk can do great things and have an impact on their world.